Al Green greater than Marge Green. Old MTG, old 6B, as Representative Crockett called her. Yeah, last night was a crap show for the entire country. Just Donald Trump being a national embarrassment. Of course, people are now saying, oh, among people who watched, Donald Trump polled very well amongst the people who watched. Probably because a good portion of the people who don't support Donald Trump or his policies checked out and said, we're not going to watch this because we don't feel like we have to, because we don't want to hear his dumb voice or his dumb ideas or whatever. So you're having a weighted, skewed, biased audience already who is now going to tell you that they loved what he said. Well, of course they did. The odds are that most of the people that watched last night are going to love what he said because, again, the people that voted against him probably didn't want to hear that crap. I didn't want to hear that crap. I just felt it was my responsibility to give live commentary on it because I do a podcast, and if I cover politics, that's a political event. I needed to cover it. So that's why I had to do it. And I appreciate everybody else who joined me last night as well, even though it was tough to have to watch and listen and hear all the lies. But the whole thing started off with they were saying, decorum. People were talking about decorum for the whole thing. And, Al Green got up, pointed his cane, yelled out at Trump that he was wrong, that that there was no mandate for, him winning, which there is none. There was no mandate for Donald Trump whatsoever. And so Al Green, I think, put most of the Democrats to shame. I mean, there's one thing of just sitting there holding little signs all peacefully, and then there's the way you actually dissent, the way you actually fight back against, you fight back against tyranny, fight back against the self-proclaimed king, dictator Donald Trump.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
So, but we've had several examples of Republicans lacking decorum because the Democrats were always criticized for last night for their lacking decorum. Speaker Johnson was saying that Al Green basically had to have the sergeant of arms come over and make him follow the rules of decorum. But there's no requirement of the Republicans to follow the rules of decorum. Like when they were escorting Representative Greene out of the chamber, the Republicans started singing "na na na na, hey hey, goodbye." How is that not a violation of decorum? Melanie Stansbury was the Democratic representative from New Mexico who held out the sign, right along the aisle. I mean, that was a good placement of herself to be right in camera shot so that you could see "this isn't normal" written in a sign. Lance Gooden, Republican congressperson from Texas, ripped it out of her hands. Is that decorum, Speaker Johnson? You also have plenty of examples of lacks of decorum from the past. From Joe Wilson shouting out, "You lie." I think I mistakenly said yesterday it was Joe Barton. I will do a mea culpa, and it was Joe Wilson who said that. MTG, 6B, Marjorie Taylor Greene, shouted, "You lie" to Biden. Bobo the Clown and MTG interrupted Biden on the Afghanistan withdrawal. Even Sam Alito, the dumbest Supreme Court justice in U.S. history, mouthed "not true" about Citizens United, which just goes to show there's a double standard of decorum rules when it comes to Democrats and Republicans. And it's the same double standard that I've talked about time and time again on this show, where when Republicans act badly, when Republicans act in bad faith, when Republicans are loud and obnoxious and rude or mean or whatever, everybody looks at the Republicans and are just like, that's just the Republicans being Republicans. That's not a big deal. And this is the people who are not Republicans saying that. Of course, the Republicans love when they do it. The MAGA folks loved when Bobo the Clown and MTG, stood up and did their thing on the House floor, in the House chambers or whatever, in the congressional chambers. But when Democrats do it, if we're not 100% perfect all the time, we get criticized. We get ridiculed for lacking decorum. We should know better. We should be the better people. No. It's one of the things I disagree with when it comes to Michelle Obama and her. When they go low, we go high. No. When they go low, kick them down because they're already in the dirt. Don't give them the advantage of the ability to go low where we're not allowed to go low. Hell, at this point, go lower. Because you have a Nazi-loving, self-declared king in the office of the president who's ceding power to Putin, who's cutting things ridiculously, and who is handing over most power to an unelected immigrant. Not that I have a problem with immigrants, but Elon Musk is somebody, if he was a Democrat, I'm sure the Republicans would hate him. But because he's on their side, they believe, they love him. But yeah, it's just sheer hypocrisy. And the hypocrisy of it, and the how the media, and it's not even just the people that do it, it's the media that does it too. The media will just kind of look at the Republicans and just be like, meh, that's just Republicans being Republicans. And meanwhile, the Democrats, again, they act out, oh, they should be ashamed of themselves, or they should have known better, they should have done better. No, we need more people like Representative Greene out there to stand up and get into that good trouble, to stand up and fight against the dictator, to stand up and fight against the self-proclaimed king.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Because, the more we have that, the harder it will be for them to get the job done that they want to do, and that's a screw job on everybody else. Anyway, what do you think? Agree, disagree? Leave your comments down below. Remember to like the video, share, subscribe to the channel, and of course, unless you're Nazi, have a good day.